Big cities, big travelers. The description of the problem. This proposal topic is about the use of technologies in assisting the language learning process. Within the growth of technologies, many professionals of language teaching have been encouraged to explore the possibilities offered by the networking tools in order to improve the way they assess learning. In addition, due to the students' interests nowadays, it is necessary to change the way of teaching foreign languages so as to involve them in the learning process. And one of the most important interests for students these days is the use of technologies. By the other hand, teaching a language not only means learning in a pragmatic or syntactic way. It also implies the essentiality to understand, meet, and involve with the culture in order to comprehend the perspective, practices, and products of the linguistic community studied. It is important to talk about interculturality in the teaching and learning process because students and teachers need to know other cultures and try to understand the ways that they communicate with others to avoid misunderstandings and get a good communication taking into account the differences. Consequently, technologies are an excellent tool for assisting the language learning process, but as we have said before, it is also important to get involved with the culture. Therefore, we propose a way of combining culture, technology, and language. Our proposal is about an online magazine where students will write and comment about many different cities around the world, taking into account the cultural aspects. In order to make them meet others' perspective and encourage the desire of traveling abroad, not only in a physical way, but also offering them a way to travel through a cybernetic way. This project is programmed to be developed with the students of advanced levels of language in an institute as a foundation, teenagers, as it offers education with social creative and labor approach in order to improve the quality of life and the personal growth of the students, in this way to help them in development of the country. Also, the students of ASE are people who do not have the resources to get a formal education. In this way, the institution wants to improve the quality of life and the community, offering them appropriate tools such as good installations equipped with electronic devices and qualified teachers. This project has been calculated for being developed in 12 sections. Each section is of 2 hours, and this project will take approximately 3 months.
The objectives of our project are, first of all, to promote interculturality through new technological tools in an EFL class. The second one is to know different cities in order to motivate learning of the second language through the interculturality and the use of technological tools. To foster respect for other cultures and people's beliefs and behaviors. And the last one is to compare other cultures and own.
The development of this project has been motivated by the necessity of fostering in students the intercultural communication and the respect for other people's cultures, beliefs, values, and behaviors. Also, as a way to let students interact and understand why people behave in other ways. As we know, the education is experiencing many changes due to the globalization and the inclusion of students that have a variety of cultures and origins. On the other hand, the idea is avoiding cultural shocks and misunderstandings. For that reason, it's very important to generate self-awareness, critical awareness, and knowledge about interculturality, letting students do it through technological tools. In addition, increased knowledge and skills in intercultural communication can improve your career effectiveness, intergroup relations, and self-awareness. Intercultural education is proposed as an alternative to achieve objectives related to the evaluation of knowledge and practices of different cultural groups. As teachers, we can foster interculturality in the students taking into account activities that they enjoy to do because teenagers are involved in a digital age and it would be an advantage to show interculturality, knowledge and technology in class. Intercultural communication. According to Alberts et al. 2012, intercultural communication is defined as communication among people from different cultural backgrounds, and culture is defined as learned patterns of perceptions, values, and behaviors shared by a group of people. Knowledge. According to Webster's dictionary, knowledge is the fact or condition of knowing something with familiarity, gained through experience or association. A frequently used definition of knowledge is the ideas of understandings which an entity possesses that are used to take effective action to achieve the entity's goals. This knowledge is specific to the entity which created it.
Impact. The impact to this project will be the innovation with technology in the classroom and the motivation to the students to learn a new language through interculturality and new technological tools like Calameo. And this is a page will help the students to create interactive magazines on the web. It is important to take into account that this project it is not only to create an intercultural knowledge, but also in order they improve their foreign language. For example, they will learn new vocabulary, and this project will not be just for the students, but it will be on the web, so anyone round about the world can view the interactive magazine. This is the why they have to do this project with effort, not only to cause an impact in other teachers or classmates, but also in the whole world.
Right after, we are going to describe the procedure how our project is going to take place in 12 sessions. The first session. Students read online information about the following cities: London, Bogota, and New York, taking into account these aspects: family, touristic places, traditions, life in the streets, and activities to do. This activity will take 1 hour. From New York, we have 2 web pages, from London 3 web pages, and from Bogota 2 web pages. The second activity is in groups. Students prepare a presentation using technological tools in order to present one of the cities exposed before and following the aspects mentioned. This activity will take 1 hour, and they are going to use PowerPoint or Prezi. Second session. This section is going to have 3 activities. The first one, students present their expositions about the specific city following the aspects given. This activity will take 1 hour, using PowerPoint or Prezi. Second activity, teachers explain the use of the technological tool for develop the next activity. The technological tool is Murally. This will take 20 minutes. The third activity, students answer the following questions in pairs, comparing Bogota, London, and New York. Then they comment the answer given by the other groups in order to give them feedback. They are going to post it on Murally. This will take 40 minutes. The questions are: is family life similar in these countries? Yes, no, why? Which were the touristic places you like the most? Why? A tradition similar in these countries? Yes, no, why? Tell either similarity or difference in traffic, same quantity and quality of cars, population, means of transport, and streets in these countries. Which activities are interested for you in these countries? Why? Third session. In this session, we are going to have 2 activities. The first one, students watch videos about 3 cities, taking into account cultural aspects. This will take 40 minutes. For New York, we have 3 videos, London, 3 videos, and Bogota, 3 videos. Second activity, students make a story about a foreign person that travels to one of these cities. The person doesn't know anything about these cities and its culture, so that there is going to be a cultural shock. They should use the information watched in the videos. This activity will take 1 hour and 20 minutes. They have to use paper, pen, pencil, colors, etc. Session number 4 is going to have 3 activities. The first one, students share their stories they made to their partners. This is going to take 40 minutes. Second activity, the class discuss about what is a culture shock, what could be one, have you ever had one, How did it happen? How to prevent from having a culture shock. Discussing a round table. This is going to take 20 minutes. The third activity, in groups, the students will be assigned one of the cities seen. They should divide the information read and watched during the previous classes about the city assigned into these aspects: family, touristic places, traditions, life in the streets, and activities to do. This activity
In the session 5, teachers present a technological tool in order to create an online tourism magazine where students publish information about the city they were assigned, showing the cultural aspect of each one. They are going to look at the web page and then watch a tutorial about how to use it. This activity is going to take 1 hour. Then, teachers explain the procedure of the magazine and the aspects students have to take into account to create it. Section of the magazine: family, touristic places, traditions, life in the streets, activities to do, interviews. Use of the language: cohesion, coherence, grammar, punctuation, etc. Delivery, images, presentation. The second activity takes. In session 6, students work on the first section of the online magazine, family life in London, Bogota, or New York. This activity is going to take 2 hours. In session 7, students work on the second session of the online magazine, touristic places in Bogota, London, or New York. This activity is going to take 2. In session number 8, students work on the third section of the online magazine, traditions in London, Bogota, or New York. This activity is going to take 2 hours.
In the ninth session, students will work on the fourth section of the online magazine. It is about life in the streets of London, New York, or Bogota, and this activity will last 2 hours. In the 10th session, students work on the fifth section of the online magazine. It is about activities to do in, and this activity will last 2 hours as well. In the 11th session, students work on the 6th section of the online magazine. It is about interviews, and in this section, students should read interviews of people who live in one of these cities. It could be a famous person, a foreign person, or a native normal person. And then they will have to create some questions in order to develop the interview. Afterwards, they will post the interview, and this activity will last 2 hours, and they have some links about London, New York, and Bogota. The last session, the 12th session, students will present their magazines to the class, and they will make some comments about their parents' presentation and evaluate them. Also, they will compare the 3 cities, talking about the cultural aspects, and this activity will last 2 hours as well.